Superman saves the day again.
September 11th, 2001. Two planes with around 90 passengers each crashed into the Twin Towers. First one crashed in one tower, and as the first plane crashed, all the people who were around the building, all the TV channels, everyone went into panic mode. Something such was happening in front of them which they could not even believe. All the news channels had started to cover this thing because they had not seen such an incident till today. I am telling it as an accident because at that time people thought it was an accident. Many people were thinking that it is such an unfortunate accident that maybe the pilot of the plane might have suffered with heart attack. That is why the plane went and crashed that building. For the whole of America, in fact for the whole world, it was a very disturbing event. All the people were in shock, and all the news channels were covering it live. And after that, the second plane crashed in the second tower, and this crash was seen live by the whole world. This was the biggest terrorist attack of the whole history, which happened on September 11, 2001. 9/11 was such a day which had changed the whole world, but this is just the one side of the coin. But the other side of the coin, it gave birth to a very scary but a way of telling the potential truth, which is the culture of conspiracy theories. This is all about 2001, but the most fascinating thing is that in today's time, 1/3 of America believes in this thing, that whatever had happened, it was not a terrorist attack, but it was a government plan. Osama bin Laden, the leader of the terrorist group Al-Qaeda, he made a plan that he will attack America, and Osama wanted this attack at such a level that America should get moved till its core, and he succeeded. Osama planned that 2 commercial planes would crash into the Twin Towers. Twin Towers were the most iconic building of America. But the 2 planes that had crashed in Twin Towers, other than that, there were 2 more planes, one of which was going through Pentagon, and potentially the other plane was going towards White House. The plane that was going towards the Pentagon that had crashed the Pentagon, but the plane that is told to be going towards White House crashed early.
Yeah, he's down. He's down?
After the plane crashed in Twin Towers, something happened which started the world's biggest conspiracy theory. When both the planes had crashed, then there was fire in both the buildings, and after that one building collapsed, and after some time another building also collapsed completely. But in the world's biggest terrorist attack, what did people notice due to which world's biggest conspiracy theory had started? Watch this.
Ladies that are with me were in the World Trade Center in the first building and escaped through the lobby, where they report they believe there was a bomb in the lobby. And as we were coming out, we passed the lobby. There was no lobby. So I believe the bomb hit the lobby first.
Bomb in the building, start clearing out. Bomb in the building, start clearing out.
People have heard bombs even before the planes crashed, but there can be bombs inside the World Trade Center. How is it possible? So basically, by order, first the bombs exploded after that planes had crashed, and after that the buildings collapsed. Even Donald Trump said the same.
I happen to think that they had not only a plane, but they had bombs that exploded almost simultaneously.
From here, this conspiracy theory had started, that we know that very big commercial planes crashed into the Twin Towers, but even after that, the Twin Towers were standing properly till a long time. But the way in which both the buildings collapsed down, it was not because of the crash. It was a hot demolition. When any old building are to be removed from any area, or when they are to be disappeared, demolition is used. The main joints of the building due to which the building is standing, over their TNT is fitted, and then they are exploded. Due to that, the main joints of the building get weak, and the whole building collapses straight. This is one of the biggest reasons due to which this conspiracy theory had started, that the terrorist attack of 9/11 was government planned. Because terrorists can silently not fit TNT and bombs in the joints of the building for months, which explodes properly in sync, due to which the Twin Towers collapses up to the land, just because 2 planes had crashed in them. But why would the US government do that? Because us government wanted to go on a war with Afghanistan, Iraq, and they wanted a reason. And what can be a better reason than this, that the world's biggest released attack is done on New York, in which 2 planes crashed into the most iconic buildings, and those buildings get demolished completely. I don't think so us government would have a better reason than this. Afterwards, reason was given that the plans that had crashed, the fuel that was there in them, and that was burning after the crash. And due to that, so much heat was generated that the whole structure of the building has become weak and hot. I don't think that due to jet fuel burning the structure can go weak up to the bottom. It is a proper plant demolition. At some places you can see the explosion of bombs coming out of the building. It is possible that after listening to all these things you might feel that who thinks all this. I'll tell you a fun fact. Larry Silverstein, a businessman who had taken both the Twin Towers on lease for 99 years. Out of novel, the person has taken terrorism insurance just 2 months before 9/11. And after 9/11, Larry Silverstein has claimed back double the amount because attack has been there at 2 places. And this fact fueled the 9/11 conspiracy so much many people believe that all of this was planned. If we get into this debate that this attack was a government planned or not, whatever I have said till now makes sense. But whatever I am going to tell you ahead, after listening to that, you might feel that this one is a bit more, but if you think carefully about them, it can really fuck up your brain. There was another theory that US government had a very big benefit after 9/11, and the benefit was that the US government could fully spy on anyone without giving any reason, and this thing had been possible through the Patriot Act. After some days of 9/11, one act was passed, a law was passed under the Patriot Act. Do it in whole America, and in main sports years government had installed thousands and lakhs of camera through which they can spy any person, and not only through cameras in any way US government could spy on anyone without giving any reason, because before 9/11 the US government used to do anything like that, people could complain, but after 9/11 and patriotic, the US government had a lot of power that it could basically do anything with anyone. Many people think that the whole 9/11 plan, it has not happened in some days, or someone, in fact, if this attack is government plan, then the planning of this attack is being done before 20 or 30 years. I will tell you about predictive programming. The idea that 2 planes will crash in Twin Towers via somewhere installed in the brain of the whole America, in fact, the whole world. In past years, whatever media we have consumed, television, cartoons consumed, idea that 2 planes will crash on the specific date, September 11th, 2001, it was being installed in our mind for a long time, so that people would believe it and accept it with time. The theories and reason that I have given just now due to this 9/11 is one of the biggest conspiracy theories. If we think then the people who were consuming all this media in an earlier time, if they would have concentrated with them, they would have been able to predict 9/11. But the question is, if predictive programming is going on, then 9/11 could not be the only one thing that would have been put in our mind. How many other things would have been there which have been put into our mind through predictive programming which we do not even notice, and it is possible that it might occur in the future? And then we go in the future, and think that it was also predictive programming.
New York is a hellhole.
Oh, I'd love to see New York. We could all go with the bus company's special Super Sitter fare. $9? This one's on me.
Episode 3 coming soon. Stay tuned.